Okay, we're here on the Birkenhead paramedic and ambulance workers picket line today. Paddy Cleary is a regional organiser for Unison. Can you just again explain why are your members out here today? They don't want to be here, do they?
They don't want to be here at all. They want to be servicing the community like they do on a day-to-day basis. But ultimately, they've reached breaking point, and enough is enough. It's not just about pay; it's about the conditions and about the service that they provide and what they can and can't provide at the moment, with the restrictions that are placed on them, whether that be admitting somebody into a hospital, or ultimately the conditions they face on a day-to-day basis.
You've been around these people for a while. You know how they tick. How bad is the kind of morale amongst the staff at the moment?
Between each other, the morale for the strike is up there. You know, you've seen that in the pub. Day-to-day, morale is shot. I mean, you look at recruitment and retention in this kind of area and across other public sectors as well. We're struggling to recruit and retain staff, dedicated staff who go and put themselves on the front line every day.
We've just heard Dave, your colleague there, saying that the delays are so bad that sometimes they're turning up at people's houses where people have fallen ill and people have already died. Like, that must be the most heartbreaking and distressing thing for someone who's dedicated their life to helping to save lives because of the system that they're operating in. This is that you say it's a breaking point. Some would say it's past breaking point. I
think it has broken. If we're being totally honest about it, you look at funding into the NHS and across other services since 2010 to where we are today. We are one of the top providers of health services across Europe. We're now near the bottom. We have got a third world service at the moment, and that's no slight on the people who are providing that service. The resources just aren't there, and they're being starved of those resources and basic elements that they need to do the job.
Now we're in Merseyside. There's usually good support for people out on strike. Obviously, these guys, they seem in reasonable spirits on the picket line. They're determined, aren't they?
They're determined to fight for what's rightly theirs, as well as pay, about recruitment and retention, as we've alluded to. It's about the service that they provide, and as we've said, it's ultimately broken at the moment, the system, and it needs fixing drastically. It needs proper support, proper resources, and ultimately the public deserve better as well, and these are fighting for that. They're not just fighting for themselves, they're fighting for the service they provide.
In terms of the talks, we saw people from your union, from the other unions, meeting with ministers this week. Didn't seem like it went very well. And I think the union leaders I spoke to felt pretty let down by what the government were proposing. It feels like it's gone back a step. Do you have any hope of a resolution?
There's got to be a resolution, because ultimately they need to be back around the table. Slightly encouraging that they did get round the table and pay was on the agenda. But then how can you ask these people who are on this picket line about productivity and about ultimately performance-related pay? They go above and beyond every day, and then you're asking them to how can they be key performance indicated as they say in the public sector? It's just wrong.
It's treating the NHS like a business, isn't it?
And ultimately, as a Tory government, that's what they want it to be. They want it to be a business, and are they set up to fail? It looks that way, doesn't it?